All right, everyone, welcome to today's class. So just come to a nice, comfortable sitting position on your mats. Maybe some length in your spine. Our gaze can fall down here just in front of us and closing our eyes. And we're going to start today with taking a few deep breaths. So through the nose and out through the mouth. 2 more here for ourselves, taking the deepest breath you've taken all day. Really just filling up your lungs. Exhale, feel free to just make some noise. And one last breath here for ourselves. And then finally closing our mouth, breathing in and out through the nose. Feel free to connect with your ujjayi, this active way of breathing. Connecting with the bandhas, the internal locks, if you're familiar with these, the root lock, stomach lock, and throat lock. Maybe finding some more length in our spine, and beginning today's class here with just listening and starting to notice what we can hear. So the first challenge, the first task, just observing what we can hear without creating any chatter in the mind, without thinking of anything, without liking what we hear, not liking what we hear, or judging it, just noticing what we can hear. And moving on to feeling. So trying to feel with our whole body. And again, just noticing what we can feel without thinking, I like feeling, I don't like feelings, but just noticing, what do you feel here today? So throughout the entire class, we can always anchor our focus onto these specific things, onto our breath, onto the bandhas, the internal locks, onto what we hear, onto what we feel, and maybe even trying to observe all of these things at the same time without having any chatter in the mind. So without thinking or judging, we're just observing and noticing what we're noticing. So now that we've found this presence, let's begin. So finding your way to your child's pose. So from all fours, a nice comfortable all four position. We're just going to send the hips backwards and then maybe coming further and further down here. So feel free to just have your arms straight and your forehead down or the arms over. I'll be adjusting a little bit here so I can see you guys. Hey there, everybody. Karina, Andy, welcome. So down here in our child's pose, we're just taking another few deep breaths for ourselves, anchoring the mind, the thoughts, listening, feeling, breathing. And if you'd like to set an intention for yourself here this morning, then feel free to go ahead and do that. And then I could recommend focusing on the positive and not something that you want to happen. I want to be present, I want to be strong, I want to be kind. But I am strong, I am focused today. I'm going to observe my body. I'm going to be kind but strong and present, whatever makes sense for you. We'll do one more deep breath here for ourselves. If you need more time, feel free just to stay here. And when you're ready to move, we're going to press our fingertips towards the front of our mats, pressing the hands into our mats so we have strong arms and shoulders, pulling in our navel and our lower ribs, and we're going to start to straighten out our knees. So curving the spine, getting a nice, lovely stretch here, gently sending the weight into the hands and finding a sloppy, easy, gentle upward facing dog. Listening, feeling, what does the body need? Maybe shifting the weight from side to side, rolling the shoulders, pulling the shoulder blades back, spreading the shoulder blades forward. Some yes and no movements with the head and neck. Last breath here. We're going to squeeze the back body, finding a little arch, these sort of spinal segmentations, and then pressing ourselves back to our child's pose. A little bit faster here now the second time, maybe a little bit more pressure active in the body, activity, intensity in the body. Pressing forwards, maybe lifting the knees this time, squeeze the legs, your glutes, your whole spine, pressing your chest and heart forwards and upwards diagonally. Think of opening your throat to the sky, and then arching, pushing strong arms back again, tucking the toes this time. And one final time coming forwards, finding 100% expression of the pose. Rolling over our toes, coming up, upward facing dog, squeezing everything. And on the exhale, rolling over the toes and finding our downward facing dog. From here, 2-3 deep breaths, just walking the body, feeling what feels nice for you here today. What does the body need? Listening to our intuition, our communication and connection with this biological system. Very nice, yogis. Let's find an active pose, pushing into the hands, sending the heels towards the floor. From here, we're going to press the hips to one side, trying to go deeper and deeper and deeper, and making our way back to center, and then finding the opposite side, pushing the hips further and further and further before making our way back again. Now from here, strong arms, push the shoulders to the ears, and we're going to bend the knees. Totally fine if the heels come off the floor here. If you need to put your knees on the floor, feel free to do so, or an extra challenge will be to float the knees over the floor. And we're going to come back up again. Now this time, strong legs, push the heels to the floor, push your hips backwards, and then we're going to come up and over, finding a kind of a pike push-up. So elbows behind, top of the head forward, only coming as low as you have control, and then pressing back up again. Continuing straight into our animal walks. One in one hand, walking backwards to our standing forward fold. Taking a moment here just to find the pose, lifting and spreading our toes. Find some length in the spine. The weight is even under the feet as we bend our knees, coming deep down into our squat. Now, you might stop up here. That's totally fine. Maybe you're supporting, maybe you're not. If it's available, we can come all the way down into our deep squat. Sending the weight forward in the toes, back in the heels, one side to the other side. So just connecting with different tissues all around in the legs, gently pushing the knees out to the side. And then we can come back in here and squeeze the knees together before finding our forward fold again. Sending the root, our tail, up to the ceiling, and our crown, the top of the head, down to the floor. So I'm just going to adjust so you can see a little bit better here, finding our garland squat. So rotating the toes out to the side, push the knees out, and again, bending the knees, coming deep down, only as far as what makes sense for us here today. So we're holding the pose here, shift the weight forward into the toes, back into the heels, side to side. With a straight spine, pressing the knees all the way out, squeezing the knees together. So laying here on the inside of the ankles, the knees, being careful not to go too deep or experiencing any pain. Folding over again, rotate the toes back, and then walk the hands into our into our downward facing dog. Super strong arms, press into the fingers, shoulders to the ears, biceps forwards, hug your core, and then we're going to walk the feet forwards. Try to roll through the whole sole of your foot and spread your toes. Keep your ears next to your upper arms the entire time. So we're shifting more and more weight into the fingers. Spread the legs, bend the knees as much as you need to until we get our feet as far forward as we can. And only when we come forwards do we shift the weight into the feet, we fold the arms, and then rotate side to side. It's very nice, everybody. From here, drop the hands, bend the knees, the weight is even, spread the toes, curve your spine, and don't imagine that you're gonna come to standing, but you're actually pushing the floor away from you as you rise up into your mountain pose, Tadasana. Active legs, pressing the crown up, energy out through your fingers and your feet. Exhale, taking a moment here to find your standing pose. Very nice. We're continuing sun salutation A, so modified in the beginning, a little bit slow. On your next inhale, arms come up. Staying here for a moment, pressing the fingertips even more up to the ceiling. Squeeze the legs and your butt, spinal segmentations, your lower back, your middle back, your upper back. Push the hips forwards and we go into a deeper back bend. And then we hug the core, folding forwards all the way down to the floor. All right. Hands on the floor. So bend your knees as much as you need to get your hands on the floor. From here, inhale, straighten your spine. Exhale, straighten your knees as much as you can. Lean the weight into your hands. Now notice where your shoulders are. Do not move your shoulders back. Okay, keep your shoulders here and we step back into a high plank. Beautiful. Knees on the floor, option to make it easier. Stay here, only going as low as you have control. Knees up if you'd like to, and then laying all the way down on our bellies. lifting up into a little cobra, little back bend here, or coming all the way up into our upward facing, yogi's choice. Squeeze the legs, push your hips down. Again, spinal segmentations, squeeze the lower back, your middle back, your upper back. Maybe pull the shoulders away from the ears and down, and then opening your throat to the ceiling. Finally pulling in your navel, rolling over your toes, and find your downward facing dog. Well done. So feel free to just relax here, figure it out. You can be nice and passive and just rest in the pose, or you can be very active, or maybe you're working dynamically. So when you're ready, we're going to lift one leg up to the ceiling. So it's still just part of the warm-up, so we don't need to be super strong yet. We're just going to start to explore our hip and the air around our leg, around our foot, around our toes. So squeezing the glutes, opening up a little bit here. Feel free just to get creative. Maybe moving into your scorpion. So pull the heel towards your butt, push the knee to the ceiling, open the side body. And then staying here if you like to, exploring the air with your knee. Or we can straighten out the knee and then try to get our fingers down to our fingertips. And then press back up again into scorpion. One more repetition so we can come down if you like. Pressing back up, working on that straddle leg, that strength out to the side. And then finally, tiger curl, closing it, coming forwards, knee to chest, set the foot down, drop the back knee, and rest. So of course, yogis, if anything is going too fast, if you're like, oh, this is too much, then just take it slow or jump over anything that you need to jump over, yeah? Okay, so we're just opening up our hips, exploring the body a little bit. Again, a kindly reminder, listening, feeling, breathing, bandhas. We can stay here, maybe rotate to the side. We can lift that back knee option. We can straighten that arm. Maybe bring this hand to behind the hip. Think of opening your heart towards the ceiling. Keep the activity in the body. Dropping the knee. Let's pull that heel into our butts. Now, don't take the hand and just release the hamstring, the back of the leg, but keep trying to pull in, and then the hand is just allowing us to go a little bit deeper. Holding here if you want, or we can rotate inside of the knee, outside of the knee, and then coming back again. Straightening out that front leg. Option here, hands on the floor or your hips. Or if you'd like, let's go ahead and grab our blocks and find a little bit more support. Pull the toes towards you. On the exhale, we're going to do spinal segmentation. So curving, lower, middle, upper back, pulling your chin in towards your chest. So we're stretching the whole spine, coming as low as we can. We're going to keep the depth. And then we're going to push our hips behind us and then try to squeeze the lower back, the middle back, the upper back. Spinal segmentations opposite way. We're staying here and rotating the front leg out to the side. So really pushing in that hip and then squeezing internal rotation. From here, if it's available, come up. We need to move the blocks if you have some blocks here. We're shifting the weight into that back leg so we free the front leg, okay? Opening to the side and then placing it down. So we lift it up, open to the side and place it down. And then we're gonna come forwards again. So this time the leg is out to the side. Okay, so from here, same thing, spinal segmentations. Curve, lower back, middle back, upper back, and neck. Coming as deep down as we can. Hold this new depth and then push the hips behind you, squeeze the lower, middle, upper back. Finding a deep stretch, push the toes out to the side, really squeezing the external rotators and then squeezing the internal rotators. Coming back up again, and we're gonna bring this leg back to center. So shift the weight into that back leg, strengthening our knee, our kneecaps, lifting up, coming forwards, dropping down into our lunge. Option to stay up, or if it's available, heel toe, this front foot, out to the side, and then opening up for our lizard pose. Hands far forward, we can drop the outside elbow down, and then maybe dropping the inside elbow down. From here, the front knee, we can push it out to the side, we can squeeze it into our shoulder, we can lift that back knee, we can rock back and forth, warming up the back toes and our ankles, squeezing the core length out through our head. Now from here, we're gonna find the easiest transition to our pigeon pose. So you come as far up as you need to. We're gonna lift this front leg. So feel free to just lean to the side if this is what you need to do to get it up, yeah? Or we're gonna stay here, lifting this ankle to the opposite armpit. So we push down to lift it up, squeeze the ankle in, put the foot down, and then finding our pigeon pose, okay? So just relaxing over. If there's any aches or pains, feel free to just come into a more 90-90 position, bending both knees and working our way over. 2 more deep breaths here. So passive, if you want, just relax. Active, if you want, up on the ball of the back foot, lift that back knee, push slightly into the leg underneath you, maybe up on your fingertips and squeezing your core. We can stay here, or we walk the hands over to one side, finding a nice side stretch. 2 more deep breaths. And again, this is your practice, you guys. You're here for yourself. Listen to your body. Respect your body's current limitations. Let's walk the hands over to the other side. So there's no competition here, but rather the more present that we can be, the more focused we can be on ourselves, the better. So when we enter a pose, feel free to think that out of a scale of 1 to 10, that you enter a pose with maybe like a 5 or 6 intensity level. And then through the next couple of breaths, you can go deeper and deeper towards a 10 out of 10 intensity. Okay, we'll walk the hands back. So same thing here. Think about that intensity level. So maybe we just stay here and hold the hands, lean to the side to get that back leg forward. Or if you really want to work heavy, we squeeze the legs, we push them into the floor. Again, spinal segmentation. Squeeze your butt, squeeze your lower back, your middle back, your upper back. Push the back of your head towards your hips. Try to free the hands. If the hands are forward here, it's a lot heavier. If we bring the hands back, it's a lot easier. Lean into that leg that's bent. Now, the butt and the side here, we're going to lift it up and try to float the leg over as far as we can, finding our head to knee pose, folding over. Spinal segmentations again, curve the spine, lower, middle, upper back. You're trying to push the top of your head to your knee. And we're going deeper and deeper and deeper. Okay, so we're coming forward. Then spinal segmentations other way. We're going to straighten the spine. So find that length in the spine. And then the front leg underneath us, we're going to grab the rotators and rotate, really push as much as we can, and then squeeze internal rotation as much as we can. Coming back up, a little Lulasan warm up. So lift the legs. From here, we're crossing. Pull the heels in as much as you can. So squeezing that back stuff. Your hip flexors, pull your knees into your chest, your core, make yourself into a little ball, hands next to the hips. We're gonna try to lift up. If that's not available, feet on the floor, just try to lift your butt. And then we can do that, then we can lift each leg. Okay, so we're lifting up as high as we can. Maybe a little swing, a little push, back down to sitting. Feet on the floor, if this is available, we're gonna roll slowly over all these joints in these weird positions, trying to come over. If that's not available, just swing your legs out to the side. From here, shoulders down, your butt up, and then kick back to a low plank. Shoulders down, your butt is up, and then kick back to a low plank. Okay? Inhale, upward facing. Squeeze everything 100%. Exhale, downward facing. Now, if you need a break, take a break. I know this is a lot. Or if you're ready, other side. So the opposite leg up, and we're just exploring the air. Noticing the sensations we're feeling with that whole leg. What does our skin feel? What does the clothes feel against our skin? The air between our toes. Maybe opening up that hip, finding a scorpion, leaning to the side, exploring the knee. And we can find this straddle movement. So straightening out the knee, trying to get the toes forward to your hand. And then back up again into scorpion. Opening to the side, coming back down. And one more time. Knee to chest, tiger curl, place the foot down, and then here, this could be a little break. Yeah, so put the knee down and just breathe. Hips side to side, finding again your focus, connecting with your intention. Feel free to rotate. Still exploring the pose, rotating a little deeper, maybe lift the knee, maybe straighten out the arm. Feel free to wrap that arm around the opposite hip, using the binding here to rotate, open the shoulder even more. Keep the activation, drop the knee, pull that heel into your butt. Don't stop pulling. The hand comes up and just gently supports to come even deeper. Rotate inside, outside knee. Coming back. Half split, opposite direction. Very nice, yogis. Coming here, option, find your blocks to come a little higher up. or your table or your chair, or maybe you're just here. Spinal segmentations, super challenging. We're gonna curve lower, middle, upper back, and then double chin, trying to get lower and lower into your pose. So you're stretching all the back stuff of the leg and you're stretching your spine. Hold the pose. Spinal segmentations opposite way. Push your butt behind you. Squeeze the lower, middle, upper back. Holding everything here, that front leg, we're gonna rotate it both internally and externally. Stay here if you'd like to, or come up, shifting the weight into that back leg. Squeeze your body, squeeze your butt, squeeze everything. Try to free that front leg. If you bend the knee, it's easier, okay? Straighter is harder. We lift it up, open to the side, place it down. So we're out here now. And then we fold forward again. Lower, middle, upper, come down. Find the stretch. And then straighten your spine. Now the leg out to the side, we're going to use all this rotator stuff, so the most internal structures, rotating in and out, connecting with all of our tissues. Press into the legs, come back up, shift the weight into the knee, hip flexor, control, strength, lifting up, bring it in, place it down, sinking into our lunge, hand on the side, front leg. Really do those knee rotations, heel toe. Yeah, active, super active inside that knee, strengthening everything that's called knee, and then maybe coming down into our lizard pose, or just as far as what's available for you. So we're here, that front knee, we can start playing. We can drop that knee out, yeah. We can squeeze it in. Again, working more rotational stuff. We can lift the back knee if you want to be more active. You can warm up that back foot, the toes, stretching all the toes, stretching the ankle. Very nice. When you're ready, let's stay low. We're trying to lift that front leg and find our pigeon, our active pigeon. So lift up the foot, ankle to your armpit, place the foot on the floor, and then sinking down. So this is another excellent opportunity to have a little break. So just resting in a pose, taking a few deep breaths. This is very, very nice, yogis. Now, relaxed if you want, or active if you like. Up on the ball on the back foot, lift the knee, push the heel to the opposite wall, maybe up on your fingertips, squeezing your core, staying here, or walking over to one side. So we're getting in a little side stretch here. And then we can go ahead and walk the legs over to the opposite side. So stay low, walk the hands over, trying to keep the same distance between each shoulder and the floor, keeping the same distance between each hip bone and the floor. We'll do one more deep breath. Walking the hands back. Now, use your hands if you want to, relax if you want to, or full strength, yeah? Push into the legs. The hands behind you here is easier. Squeeze your butt, connect with the lower back, the middle back, the upper back, and your neck. Coming as high up as you can, leaning to the side to free that back leg. Squeeze your butt to lift the leg off the floor as high as you can. Working all those rotational things, the deepest, most structures inside of our hip, coming forwards, folding over, head to knee pose, curve the spine, push your head down to your knee. Very nice, everyone. Staying here, or spinal segmentations again. Straighten your spine, push your hips. I'm actively pushing my hips that way as I'm trying to find and squeeze my whole back. Super active pose. This front leg, I'm gonna rotate it out and then I'm gonna rotate it in. Which way you do first isn't very important. Okay, coming up. Now, this time, Lulasana, this is the exam. Yeah, so we were here, we were lifting up. Please feel free to grab your blocks if that helps. So what we're trying to do is we're lifting up. So much strength is going on here everywhere. We're lifting up, we're squeezing everything. We're trying to get the weight through the hands, nice and controlled. We send the shoulders down, the butt up, and then we jump back. So of course, this is a very advanced skill. It's very difficult and challenging, but feel free to use your blocks, and then we come up, and then maybe from here, you just try to swing back. So just lift it, swing, and step back, yeah? Or you get a smaller and smaller ball, and then you try to push your way through, shoulders down, your butt up, and then jump back. Very nice. Low plank, upward facing. And if that's too challenging, of course, just swing your legs out to the side, downward facing. Now, if you're tired, come down on your knees, take a break. I know this is a lot, but if and when you're ready for it, we're just going to start playing a little bit here, not taking ourselves or this practice too seriously. We have a strong upper body, and we're going to start working on floating forwards. But first, we need to learn how to jump forwards. So, no movement in the arms or your back, hugging your core, and we're just going to start to come up on our toes here. So just a little bit of swinging back and forth. When you feel like you're ready, we can start to do some small little jumps. So just barely the toes off the floor, moving them into medium jumps, coming higher and higher up, noticing the transitions into the hands, and then finally when we're ready, trying to find some big jumps. Maybe we get the weight over our fingers, coming into maybe a toe tap, and then a forward fold. So take your time here. Let's do at least another 3 or 4 breaths. Whoever needs to take a break, just feel free to take a break. So ears next to the upper arms the whole time. Yeah, ears next to the upper arms the whole time that you're jumping. And then you're trying to get your hips over your hands. So huge jumps, press all the strength you can into your fingertips, landing silently. All right, so when we come forwards here, standing forward fold, option, blocks, maybe you're up here, and then we work on our compression strength, toe taps, or further and further down. If it's available, fingertips or hands, maybe we're super close. We're trying to get our hips over our hands and then squeezing our hip flexors. Okay, so that's stuff we were using when we were down here and lifting up. It's those things, just a different angle. So coming in here, squeezing, squeezing. That's the magic there. Also with the lolas and the lifts, these guys here, to get that strength in our hip flexors. Okay, when you're ready, relaxing over, forward fold. Inhale, let's find some length, arms out to the side, squeeze the whole body, coming up with a flat back, arms overhead, upward salute. Staying here, feel free, find your little back bend. Lower, middle, upper back. Push the fingers to your ears, keep squeezing everything, leaning further and further and further back with straight knees, and then coming back to our mountain pose. A break if you need it, or right back into our standing forward fold, stretching the back stuff, or maybe grabbing our toes. All right, guys, so for the rest of this class, we are going to continue focusing on these crazy challenges where we're doing modern sports science meeting traditional yoga. And as you can tell, I'm a teacher and a coach. I love to give you tons of information explaining, what's going on, how we're training the body, how we're treating this biological system, what type of inputs that we need to do to create this freedom in our bodies. Basically, we're optimizing everything that we can so that we can have freedom and we can basically go everywhere and do anything that we want wherever we are in the world. So all this is happening over on Patreon, where I'm going live once a week, and then you'll also get access to these live classes, so you have something to practice wherever you are in the world and whenever it suits you and your time schedule. I hope to see you there. Peace, namaste, and have a fantastic day.